Same track, same winner.
Max Verstappen leads from start to finish. I think it's what was
a carbon
second
copy of last week, really.
Yep, some of the second Grand Slam he's did in his career, led every lap. Pole, fastest lap to win. Good night. Hamilton in the mud.
Hamilton's in my bad books. Cost me a shitload of money here. Only needed him to get a podium, and he couldn't get a podium. But we'll discuss.
First time ever that he's been asked to move out the road
for Bottas. I mean,
and it happens when we bet him.
It'll probably be the last time ever as well. So, but yeah, we'll cover that more as we get into the latter stages of this review. But anyway, start the race. Obviously, Max on the front row alongside Norris. You'd Perez in fourth, Hamilton fourth, Bottas fifth. Not a lot really happened here in the opening lap, and then there was an early safety car for Ocon. So, I mean, not many. The only guy who really... Ricciardo made a few positions.
Another guy we didn't need to do well.
Sainz dropped back a lot because he was on the harder tyre. But, I mean, apart from... I think Vettel gained a place or two, but apart from that, there wasn't much.
No, hee-haw happened.
Ricciardo was the big winner. Sainz was the big loser. And obviously Ocon was out, so...
But in the end, it didn't really matter for Sainz, did it, guys?
So that's kind of what happened at the start. Then we get the restart under the safety car, and Perez goes for it, basically, into turn 3, he tries to take Norris round the outside, and they were like side by side, and then Norris just chose to basically not leave many room. Yep. As the track's coming round, Norris just kind of... He doesn't really... I guess it depends how you look at it. Like, I mean, if you're Norris, you're not going to say he forced him off. Norris is going to say he just took the racing line and there was no room for Perez, but Perez will say he was side by side, so he has to be left for him, and he wasn't. So, I mean, technically he forced him off, but you know, like, it wasn't that bad a manoeuvre. But it's against the rules, alright? So it is against the rules. So Norris later on gets a 5-second penalty for this, but does that really fit the crime? Because look, this Perez's race was ruined here. I mean, at once this, and I don't know. To me,
but to me, the incident is like a 60-40, even though, I mean, Perez should have just backed out and been like, I'll get him the next lap.
I think I like what Perez did here, right? I mean, I like that he was going for it, right? And he wasn't just content to sit behind. But, I mean, I think you need to look at this logically. Max is in front. The chances of you, even if you're in second place, beating Max is going to be difficult. A 1-2 here for the team is what you're really after.
Yeah,
do you have to get... You know you've got a faster car than Norris. You seen how he basically let you through last week. Now, I'm not saying he would have let them through this week because the McLaren seemed better and closer to Mercedes.
Well, Norris did.
But I mean, are you telling me Perez couldn't have just waited and bided his time? I mean, I think this was a mistake. Obviously, if he didn't get past him, great, and I appreciate him going for it and not just being a shite bag like Bottas, but... You know, in hindsight, he's probably thinking, God damn it, I could have backed out of that, waited a couple more laps, maybe made a clean move when I had a better exit or whatever, and we could have got an easy 1-2.
I think Red Bull will like the aggressiveness, but
yeah,
it didn't pay off. So,
and in the end, he does kind of come back and get a decent finishing position. But I mean, I think this should have been an easy 1-2 for Red Bull.
Yep.
I think it's mad that Red Bull's not had a 1-2 this season yet.
I know.
It's kind of mad.
No one has.
Yeah.
Well, if Red Bull aren't and Mercedes don't.
I don't think McLaren are going to get one at the moment with Danny Rick. Anyway, we move into the... So Perez dropped into like 10th place. Then he gets overtaken by Leclerc. We keep on going here, and Hamilton isn't really making any inroads on Norris. He isn't doing much. Verstappen's pulling away. And then Hamilton does get past Norris, but it looked pretty easy. I mean, again, to me, it looked as if Norris almost let him through. He didn't defend that much. Although, arguably, maybe his tyres were done. I don't know. Who knows? First round of pit stops are made.
Yes, it was fucking brilliant, big man. Because Norris... I don't know. Norris had his 5-second penalty, which got announced, by the way, on the same lap. It was when Hamilton overtook him, so maybe he had a wee bit of clinical depression there factored in. Bottas lucks in the third place. Doesn't have to overtake anybody. Perez took out Norris' penalty. Hamilton, problem...
Not yet.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't like Bottas here. There's not an agenda. The guy's just pish. Meanwhile, though, in the midfield, we had the soft runners pitting. 2-stopper. Didn't go to plan, unless your name's Gasly, because he's the only guy with a bit of fucking talent between the four of them.
Pretty much, aye.
Talent and pace. I think Stroll's probably the... I don't know, Stroll can just pull something out of somewhere.
Stroll's good, like, but he lacks the pace. He's not got the actual pace that Gasly does, I mean.
Yep, you know, and Vettel's just done, and Shinoda's just shite, so...
Shinoda getting 2 penalties today for the exact same fucking thing. I mean, how?
Once was pish enough, but twice is unforgivable.
People normally...
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
It's the exact same fucking bit as well. I mean, how can you do it twice? Normally people make this mistake coming at the pits. It's not coming in.
No.
Normally...
I mean, in the game, like, you can just do whatever way you want, but here, obviously, they've got a problem. They've got a bit of a beef with you.
So Tsunoda, basically 2 5-second penalties, fucks up any chance he had of doing well in this race. Then we get into like the mid stage of the race. Leclerc's trying to get past Perez as Perez trying to do a comeback, and
Perez does
a carbon copy.
This was worse.
Perez does.
Leclerc is ahead / side by side, while Perez was never that with Norris. So I think this is worse.
Perez was side by side with Norris.
He wasn't side by side.
He was side by fucking side, man.
There is a difference between side by side and like that. That to me, that's not side by side.
Wasn't that? He was fucking. He was like that.
That's not. Also, that's offside then. Right, so what one do you think was worse?
Well, I'd say the second one because there was actually a bit of contact between Perez and Leclerc.
Yep, and then a few laps later, I think this was just more of a racing incident.
I mean, a couple of corners further up the road, Leclerc tries to go down the outside of Perez again, and I mean, what's Perez supposed to do? Just
Perez
give him all the room,
space, but then he gets oversteer and kind of moves over.
And then Leclerc at this stage on the radio going mental. So Perez gets 2 penalties. Fights back well to create a gap over Danny Rick and ends up getting the place, but Carlos Sainz, who was on the hard tyres and then in the end went on to the mediums, had a lot of pace at the end, and he actually managed to get in front of Danny Rick, and that meant he managed to actually get ahead of Perez, who had the 10-second penalty. Hamilton in the latter stages was in second. He said he was going to get an easy second, even though he wasn't that far ahead of Norris or Bottas, to be fair. And he complains that his tyres ain't going to make it to the end. Apparently he's got an issue for driving over the sausage cones. And
sausage cones?
I don't know what they're called, fuck.
Well, it's not cones, like.
And then the Mercedes probably make the strangest team call I've ever heard.
They go from don't overtake to you can race it or he's going to let you through within a lap.
Yeah, I mean, why? Why didn't they just try and do what they were doing?
I know.
I mean, they had Norris in 4th and the 2 Mercedes cars in front of them in the order that they want. And then when you look at what they ended up doing, and they ended up getting... So they threw away 2nd and 3rd with Hamilton in front to get 2nd and 4th with Bottas in front. To me, that just didn't make much sense. I mean, you could argue by not allowing Bottas past, that meant Bottas could have maybe fell into the clutches of Norris, but, I mean, look at Max Verstappen. The guy's on a fucking roll at the moment. Hamilton needs every single point available. In my opinion, this was worth the risk. I think this was worth risking. I think it's worth risking throwing away 2nd and giving it to Norris to try and keep Hamilton in 2nd place. I'm looking at what Mercedes have done, and all right, they've got.
They go under a bit of pressure, and the arse has collapsed through multiple regions.
I mean, to me, it was at the end of the day, right? They might say, well, we got Bottas 2nd place, but all I've seen is the threw away 6 points for Hamilton.
Yep,
that's all I've seen.
Couldn't even get the fastest lap.
Yeah, they tried pitting.
The damage that he got was himself. He ran wide, which he said everyone else was doing.
Well, obviously, you done it more, mate, or just really bad. Everyone pitting towards the end was put on the hard tyres. They're like, fuck me, have a go. Put on the softs or at least the mediums. But everyone's put on the hards, and I think it was Max in the end that got the fastest lap.
Yep, 26 points. Alonso buried Russell.
Yeah, Russell so close to a point, but Alonso was like, I'll take that one off you.
Means fuck all to me, but I'll take it off you, bastard.
It's mad that has Alonso won a race since he turned 30? I think he has.
I think he's 40, like, so yeah, obviously.
Well, he hasn't won a race since he hit 33, so that's pretty mad. It's almost fucking 10 years since Alonso won a race, and that's awful. Absolutely awful.
Kimi poleaxes Vettel.
We didn't even get to see it. Big yellow flag. You can see Kimi and Vettel just fawned in the grid, and the cameraman's too focused on bloody Max coming in the last couple of bits. I mean, I know it's cool. Actually, I mean, I know it's cool to see who won the race, right? But see unless the guy in 2nd is like half a second behind the guy in 1st, what would you rather they focus on? The guy coming across the finish line to celebrate with the mechanics? Or like battles in the midfield.
You can show Max for like 5 seconds and then go back to You know, I
Can you not just
understand. You have to see
split
the winner. I know.
You know the Max in the wee corner at the bottom winning, and then it's again it's saying like they're showing you Max. Like I think there was one part where they showed you Max like overtake a lapped car, and there was a battle going on. Like there were like three attempts in it.
Russell.
And they're like, fuck, we ain't going to show you Alonso Russell. Russell trying to get his first point for Williams. This doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't work for me, brother. And also, half the grid's under investigation, so maybe Russell will get his points.
Maybe Russell will get those points. Is he not under investigation?
But it's not for the same thing.
Oh well, there you go. Moving under braking or something, heavy braking. I don't know, fuck some shit like that. Anyway, guys, that's your race. Max wins again. I believe that is 5 wins in a row now for Red Bull.
Yep. Max 4, Perez 1.
Bottas has got 0.
Yeah, he won't get one.
No, I mean, he won't, will he? I don't see it. Race up next is the British Grand Prix.
Well, this is a lucky Bottas. He needed luck the day to beat a McLaren, his teammate and Perez, and he did.
Yeah. I actually think if things panned out normal, I don't think Bottas would have got higher than 5th.
Yep, but they didn't. So
and
he was actually ahead of Hamilton guys at the start, and then his arse collapsed.
Yeah, I mean he gets past Hamilton, and then like 30 seconds later, you look at the screens and Hamilton's back in front.
Ham-bot.
Didn't even fucking show you.
Ham-bin.
Bottas in the bin. Anyway, that's it. We'll do driver ratings later on, but for now, Max wins again. Red Bull win. Red Bull looking dominant. Red Bull looking like they're going to take both of these titles. And Hamilton is literally through the toys at the pram. He's crying his eyes out. He's saying that they're just so far ahead.
I can't do anything.
Yeah, when he was dominating, it was, well, these guys are right behind us. So it's funny that you're 2 seconds ahead, but the guys are right behind you. Yet you're maybe trailing by a couple of tenths, and man, they're too far. But anyway, that's it, man. There you go. Max wins again. Hamilton his title's slipping away. Let's be real. It's fucking slipping away, and I don't know what they're going to do to change things. How can they change things? Can they change things? That's the question.
No.
British Grand. I mean, I think for Hamilton, see if there's no reliability, for Hamilton to win this title, he's going to need Bottas to be beating Max in a lot of these races.
Fucking golden syrup porridge, didn't he?
Doesn't he? No, but let's be real.
I know.
I mean, see Hamilton maybe winning 3 races in a row. If Max is finishing second,
just 21 points,
and then Max wins the next race, I mean, it's just takes away. So I mean, I think Mercedes are going to need a couple of 1-2s. And the fact that
I just don't see a track which going to suit Mercedes. Like a comparison that a track would suit Red Bull more.
Yeah.
Like I thought France would be that, but Red Bull were quicker over 1 lap. In the race, I think Mercedes did have the edge, but again, I don't think it was the edge that Red Bull have, like here.
Yep. And who do you think will have the edge in Britain?
I think Red Bull. I think it'll be close. A lot closer.
A lot closer, guys. And on that note, that's us. Till next time.
Yes.